It's Akbar the Great's birthday and the city is celebrating, but while everyone else is gearing up to party, all you can think about is profits. With the richest, most powerful people in the country coming to pay homage to the great ruler, you set your sights on making some cash. With a small plot of land and a few farm workers, you're aiming to make an impression with the elite and make a name for yourself in the city of Agra. Agra is a worker placement resource conversion game in which you will harvest goods from your farms and convert them into more valuable goods in order to meet the demands of the emperor and the various guilds in the city. On your turn, you'll place one of your workers on an action space of the main board. Along the top, there are 4 actions. The architect allows you to construct a building on the main board if you have enough building materials. The sailor will help you deliver goods to fulfill a guild order or to notable big shots coming in the Yamuna River. The trader will allow you to exchange multiple goods for a higher value good, as well as manipulate their values. The botanist allows you to increase the output and tweak the yields of your farm, as well as give you some much needed meditation time. Below these actions is a grid of buildings where you can also place your workers. There are 4 basic good spaces that will generate the corresponding good. Place your worker on the turmeric building, for example, and you will generate 2 turmeric as indicated by the 2 spaces on your farm. The other buildings on the grid allow you to process goods from connected buildings indicated by these arrows into more valuable goods. You can process cotton into cloth by placing your worker on the cloth building. After you've taken your action, you can make a delivery directly to Akbar himself or to one of the various guilds. You'll be rewarded with rupees for your deliveries, and after a certain amount of deliveries have been made, the end of the game will be triggered. Whoever collected the most money is the winner. Agra is a big game and it doesn't try to hide it. The board just barely squeezes into my recording space, and once you have it all set up, it's time to make your way through the nearly 30-page rulebook. I don't have nearly enough time or desire to get into all the intricacies of the rules, but what it all boils down to is what I've just shown you. Place a worker, produce some goods, process those goods into more valuable goods, and turn them in for money. And when you put it that way, it doesn't sound all that different than a multitude of other games out there. So what is it about Agra that has me hooked? Well, like most things in life, the devil is in the details. I won't deny that the beautiful artwork and elaborate production value, along with the setting that beckons to my heritage, appeals to me in a real way, but its allure is more than skin deep. I like how placing workers doesn't just block other players from taking that action. Instead, it creates a decision point. Whenever you displace another player's worker, they are rewarded with favor points, and these favor points can be turned in during your turn for a multitude of bonus actions. So now, instead of feeling bad for being blocked out of what you wanted to do, you feel bad for giving your opponents an advantage. It's not an altogether unique twist on the worker placement formula, but it's a welcome one. Furthermore, you don't get your workers back until they've been bumped by an opponent, so it does well to anticipate where your opponents are likely to go. Yet another decision point to mull over. And this is Agra's story. Nothing terribly unique, but layers upon layers that introduce challengingly rewarding decisions. Take your farm for instance. Whenever you produce basic resources, you make a number equal to the empty spaces between your farmer and the given resource. You can increase your yield by opening up new fields or by shifting your farmers around. Then there's the deliveries. By delivering to the notables on the river, you can gain their patronage and a special ability along with it. You'll also gain influence on the guild board, where you'll be competing in a majority game, which you can further increase by delivering straight to the guilds. Or deliver to the emperor directly. You won't get an immediate reward, but the emperor will remember your generosity at the end of the game. Or maybe you want to hold on to those high value resources and turn them in for some powerful one-time bonus actions. It can be a great move, but you'll be foregoing a delivery. You can also gain bonuses by constructing buildings, extra favor actions by gaining influence with the guilds, there's a traveling merchant atop an elephant, you can feed your workers curry, and I hardly even mention meditation points. There's so much packed into the game that it borders on parody, but it never quite teeters into that territory. It works because everything is rooted in a singular focus of getting better goods to make better deliveries. You don't get lost in a hodgepodge of minigames or side objectives, and the sense of person is just strong enough to keep you grounded. If you told me that you weren't interested in playing Agra, or that you didn't want to play again after your first session, I wouldn't blame you. It's a little unwieldy, and it isn't terribly innovative. However, it knows what it wants to do, and it executes it well. And sometimes, I just want to turn some sandstone into a beautiful statue, then sell it for cash. And for that, Agra really hits the spot.